Hi. If you don't know how to use a dictionary, then this video clip is for you. First, what is a dictionary? A dictionary is a book that lists the words of a language in alphabetical order and that tells you what they mean in the same, or in our case, in English or in another language. A dictionary. Now, why do we use a dictionary? There are reasons for using a dictionary. A dictionary is a very important tool for anyone who's learning a new language. With a good dictionary, you can do the following. First, you can look up the meaning of an English word you see or hear. You find the English translation of a word in your language. You check the spelling of a word. You check the plural of a noun or past tense of a verb. You find out other grammatical information about a word. You find the synonym or antonym of a word. A synonym is a word or expression that has the same meaning, while an antonym is a word or expression that has the opposite meaning. A dictionary can also help you look up the collocations of a word, which is a combination of words in a language that happens very often and more frequently than would happen by chance. A dictionary can also help you check the part of a speech of a word. It can also help you find out how to say a word, that is, how to pronounce it. It can also help you find out about the register of a word. Now, a register means how to express your feeling in a particular situation. A dictionary can also help you find examples of the use of a word in natural language. Now let me tell you or show you how a dictionary is organized. I've already told you what a dictionary is, and that it is a book that lists the words of a language in alphabetical order. The thing you need to know is what guide words are. They are simply used to help you locate a word quickly in your dictionary. Guide words tell you the first and the last word that is found on a particular page. Here is an example of a dictionary page. Notice that the guide words are found at the top of the page. This page starts with the word waiting and ends with the word woke. Now we are going to look at the definition of a word more closely and tell you what each part of a definition means. Now, before we talk about what definition means, here is a list of certain dictionary terminologies or words that you should know before you start using a dictionary. Let me go through the list with you. Now, the first word is head word. It is the word you're looking up, and it is always in bold type. Entry is the information on the word you're looking up. Pronunciation tells you how to say the word, and normally it is found in parentheses or brackets, or in some dictionaries between slashes. Part of a speech. Part of a speech tells you how the word is used in a sentence. For example, N stands for noun, V stands for verb, ADJ stands for adjective, ADV stands or means adverb. Definition. Definition is all possible meanings for the word. Many words have more than one meaning. Then you may find examples in a dictionary. Now, examples in a dictionary show you how the word is used in a sentence, and the example is usually found in italics. Etymology tells you the history of the word and what language it came from. Now, here is a list of examples of abbreviations that are normally found in a dictionary. The more advanced the dictionary, the more the list of its abbreviations. You should become familiar with these abbreviations in order to understand the definition of a word better. Now let me go through the list with you. You may find, for example, IDM, which stands for an idiom. Then you may find PHRV, which stands for a phrasal verb. You may find a C between brackets, which means that the word is a countable noun. You may find a U between brackets or between parentheses, which means that the word is uncountable noun. You may find a T between brackets, which means that the word is a transitive verb, that is, a verb that takes an object. You may find an I between brackets, which means that the word is an intransitive verb, which means that the verb doesn't take an object. You may find sing, S-I-N-G, which means that the word is singular. You may find PL, which means that the word is plural. You may find BRE, which means that the word is British English. You may find either brackets or parentheses or slashes, which means that the dictionary is showing you how a word is pronounced, how to say it. You may find a V, which means a verb. You may find an N, which means a noun. You may find C-O-N-J, which means the word is a conjunction. You may find PT, which means past simple. You may find PP, which means past participle. You may find SB, which means that the word can be used with somebody. You may find STH, which means that the word can be used with something. You may find AME, which means that the word is American English. Now, how do guide words help you find a word quickly? You just look at the guide words. Decide if your word would be found on that page of your dictionary. Now let's see what that means. Let's pretend we are looking up the word university. First, we would turn the page to the U section, to the page where the word starts with the letter U. Then we would use the guide words and what we know about alphabetizing words to decide the correct page in the U section. Then we would use the guide words and what we know about alphabetizing words to decide the correct page in the U section. Now here is a question for you. Which one of these pages would contain the word university? Is it the page with the guide words uniform, starting with uniform to the word unjust? Or is it the page that starts with the guide words unknown and till you get to the word unnecessary? Now let us see what each part of a definition means, especially the most important definitions that you need to know when looking up a word in a dictionary. The following is an example for the word drive, which is written between two slashes, because the dictionary I'm using uses slashes for showing you how to pronounce the word. This word can be a noun, meaning a journey in a car, or it can be a verb, meaning to control or operate a car, train, bus, etc. As I have just explained to you that the word being defined is followed by the pronunciation between two slashes. The first word tells you the word's part of a speech, which means drive, for example, meaning a journey in a car, and as a verb meaning to drive a car, train, bus, lorry, etc. The next section is the actual definition of the word, for example, drive. So as a noun, it's a journey in a car. As a verb, it's to control or operate a car, train, bus, etc. Finally, you might see a sentence or an example showing you how the word is used, especially if the use is not the most common for the word. For example, drive as a noun, which means a journey in a car. The example would be like, let's go out for a drive. Now, drive as a verb, the example would be something like, we drove Nancy to the airport. Now, let's revise the whole thing that you have learnt so far. For example, let's see what you've learnt. If we are looking up the word mischief, then you would see the pronunciation between slashes or between brackets or parentheses. As a noun, the definition or the meaning will be playful behavior that may cause annoyance or harm to others. An example for this will be, my brother is always up to some sort of mischief. Now let's imagine we are looking up the word book. So we see the pronunciation between the two brackets, two slashes or brackets or parentheses. As a noun, it's a set of pages that are bound together. As a verb, meaning to arrange, to book something, to arrange for something ahead of time. An example will be, we have booked a vacation in Spain. Now you know the definition of definition. I hope by now you know how to use a dictionary and how to understand the importance of good dictionary skills. And if you want to be a successful student, then you need, for example, to create your goals, make school a priority, find balance, take responsibility for your learning, develop a study plan, attend class, participate, talk to your teachers, use family and friends for support, and always ask for help when needed. Now I'm showing you the sources I have used to prepare this clip, and for more video lessons visit my site www.recyclingenglish.com.